I said, what are you talking about? He says, Carlos, read the 13th Amendment, read the Constitution, the law of the land. I said, what are you talking about, school? Let me see what you're talking about. When I read the Constitution, the law of the land, the 13th Amendment, it said neither slavery nor involuntary servitude except for as punishment for a crime where the party shall have been duly convicted shall exist in the United States or any other place subject to his jurisdiction. I said, the only way that I can be a slave in the United States of America is if I get convicted of a crime and it serves as punishment. See, this is when I started to come against what I was looking at. I said that this is when the vision started to get captured, because I said that, man, it's no way that I can have adopted a mentality that has put me inside of this type of position. And you mean to tell me if I continue to allow it to go, then my son, who will be 10 years old after I get released, it's more than likely that he will get incarcerated as well. I gotta do something to come against the penitentiary. So then that's when I said, man, you know what? Turn the penitentiary on its head, stand the community on its feet. Nobody should have to come through prison. And the only reason why people come through prison, I didn't go back to 19 years old when I had shot my guy in the head point blank range. I didn't go back there as the reason of why I got incarcerated. I had to go all the way back to 13. When I was making the decision, when I was processing the information that the culture had given me. Remember, the culture. This culture gives me information to make me think that it is no big deal to get incarcerated, that it is just a part of the process to get shot up and lay in a hospital bed somewhere. This is just all regular, normal stuff. The culture had given me this information. So then that's what I started to challenge, was the information that the culture was producing to develop the mentality that made me feel like that I can go ahead and gun my guy down over some dope, that this was my only option for me to be able to go somewhere and do 10 years inside of prison, for me to be a legal slave somewhere. The culture had produced a mentality that put me in a certain position that I didn't like. So when I said turn the penitentiary on its head, stand the community on its feet, what I said is that I got to attack the culture. Because it is the culture that continues to develop the mentality that is getting people incarcerated. So I gotta work to body slam the mentality that get us incarcerated, so then we won't get incarcerated again. And how can I body slam the mentality that gets us incarcerated? The only way that I can body slam the mentality that gets me incarcerated is if I go and get information that contradicts the information that I was given at 13. So now, when I'm 19, and this is why I say this is a vision that has been placed inside of me, man, because it didn't take no time for me to get this understanding. I have been assigned to this. At 19, doing a 10-year prison sentence, I said that I'm about to go ahead and get information. Information influences thinking, and thinking controls behavior. I need to get new information to influence my thinking, because my thinking is what got me incarcerated. So if I get new information, then my thinking will be different and I will be free. Ain't nobody gonna be able to incarcerate me if I got a mind that refuses incarceration. This is what I'm thinking about at 19 years old, in the middle of the jungle. I'm like, I'm committed now. I got into scripture, I started studying scripture, I started to let that saturate my mind. I started to develop myself off of scripture. After scripture, I went into business management. I graduated with a 3.83 GPA in Marion Technical College. I went into administrative office technology, learned Microsoft Word, Excel, Access, and PowerPoint. I got into Spanish. I wrote my son once a week. I made sure that my son got letters from me once a week. I said that he's going to know that I'm dad even though I'm incarcerated. Because just because they sentenced me to 10 years doesn't mean that they sentenced me to not be a dad to my son. I'm developing character traits that contradicted prison while I was in prison. I said that I got to become a civilian while I'm incarcerated. That means that I got to adopt a civilian mentality so I can get civilian benefits, because I don't like these outlaw benefits that are coming from my outlaw mentality. I cannot continue to say that I'm going to go about things in this way, because if I go about things in this way, I'm going to get these results. We already understood that these results do not fit me. It does not fit my spirit. I don't like being a legal slave. I don't like going to the chow hall and having to get bologna sandwiches because there's no more burgers left. I don't like sleeping on a little cot that I can't roll over. I gotta flip over. The cot looks like a coffin because it's similar to death. I'm not about to continue to develop a mentality that supports these results. I don't care what nobody say. I'm gonna do what I need to do, because my son cannot figure it out if I don't figure it out. And if I don't turn the penitentiary on his head, then he will have to go through the penitentiary 10 years from now.